Louisiana Beer Reviews presents a taste challenge, a malt liquor taste challenge. You heard me? What you know about that? Okay, so this is a new look, same taste, new look from like 5 years ago, but anyway. King Cobra Premium Malt Liquor, smooth taste, 6% alcohol, introduced in 1984 from Anheuser-Busch. Okay, it's got the date, guys, 137th day of 2017. Okay. 1 pint can. Will I be able to tell them apart? I couldn't tell the Steel Reserve from the Old English 800, but gee whiz, they're so similar. The challenge proved that there's no need to try to tell them apart. They're almost identical. They're practically identical. And this thing's got some ice in it. Ooh wee. And you just shop price with those. And usually the price would be the same anyhow. Okay. Didn't realize this would get that cold in the freezer. I just went for a little walk. Cold when blue, and it is blue. 42-ounce bottle. King Cobra we get in the 40-ounce glass bottle. There's some other Old English configurations, the high gravity, the can, the 18-ounce clear bottle. Certified kosher, 161 calories. Old English 800 brand, introduced in 1964, but really going back to the 1940s with Ruff's Old English stout malt liquor, and it may have been around 8% back then. Could have even been higher, because I was looking at the old label saying 8% by weight, which would be about 9% by volume. Golly gee, really was stout. Okay. Alright, got too much ice action going on here. But with these malt liquors, these adjunct Hellas box malt liquors, you want them to be cold. They present the best when they're cold. Okay, first of all, your typical Miller foam. Miller's got more foam. They got more lacing around the glass. That's the house style with Miller. Plus they have a house style as far as aroma and flavor, I find. More yeasty and whatnot. Will I be able to tell these apart? Well, from the look I can. Both golden, but familiar with the Miller product, the Old English. Formerly a Pabst product. Used to be Pabst and it was charcoal filtered. Then in 1999 it was turned over to Miller. The Pabst and Miller's blockbuster deal. Pabst turned over Mickey's, well, they sold it. Mickey's, Miller, to Miller they sold Mickey's, Old English 800, Hamm's, the entire Blitz Weinhardt line, which is like Henry Weinhardt's, to Miller, and turned over all their brewing operations to Miller. Most of them. San Antonio they kept, but they closed it down in 2001. Still at one of their headquarters, San Antonio, Texas. That was the old Pearl Brewery. I guess they got some much needed money to keep them afloat from Miller. I think Miller wanted to buy Pabst outright, but there was some antitrust concerns there, so they just kept them separate, although Miller took over all their, practically, or most of all their brewing operations. So they're sort of joined at the hip, those two companies. Yeasty, strong yeasty white bread, sweet note. I already think that's the Old English, but I don't know, I'm not looking. More of the sharp malty corn adjunct Anheuser-Busch thing. It's hard to describe these styles, but when you're used to drinking them, you can kind of pick up on them. these things, people say gives them a dirty hangover, a nasty headache and a dirty hangover. There's something to do with that. I think it's that Anheuser-Busch yeast strain. Let's go with the taste. Doesn't bother me a bit, but really bothers other people. I was talking about the metallic hops in the, notice I didn't say anything about skunkiness, clear bottle. Talking about the metallic hops with the Miller product war, Old English 800 versus Steel Reserve 6% Steel 6. These both have a similar body, medium bodied, crisp finish. Mostly crisp, not super crisp, but mostly crisp. See, this has that Anheuser-Busch profile. It's hard to describe. It's like a strange yeastiness. It has that Budweiser thing going. Budweiser, Bud Light, Budweiser Platinum, Bud Ice. It's just something about it. To me, I like it. It's unique, but other people that just say it's like an ice pick through the forehead. They can't take it. I had them both in the freezer, so temperature's not at. I put them in at the same time, so temperature wouldn't be an issue. I just think it does feel colder. Maybe the plastic lets the cold through better. I don't know. It seemed like a thin metal though, with thin aluminum. So consider that too. But I think all the other things I'm talking about, that doughy, yeasty, sourdough thing, that Miller House style, I think this is Steel Reserve 211. I mean, Old English 800. Yep. Yuppity yep yep. And King Cobra. Don't let the smooth taste fool you, King Cobra. In Old English wears a crown because it is the king of malt liquor. Alright, so in a practical sense, they're not the same. Yeah, 6% alcohol, similar calorie count, similar body and finish. But in flavor, they're not the same. So your Old English 800 brand malt liquor with Steel Reserve, yeah, it's an even thing. But the King Cobra isn't. They're different. And so, which one would I pick? Well, as far as quality and appreciation and all that, I think it's a tie myself. You may have a favorite. I just like them both. So I would pick. I wouldn't just shop price, because anyway, the price is the same for all intents and purposes. I would shop flavor in this case. I might say to myself, ah man, I haven't had King Cobra in a while. I have an envy for King Cobra. I have an envy for King Cobra. A month later, I might say, oh man, I've been craving Old English 800. I'm going to go get some Old English 800. And I would roll that way. But, you know, I just think they're definitely not, they're not necessarily in the same ballpark, but they're certainly in the same division and in the same league. So, no winners, no losers, just like the last one. It's a tie in quality. It's a tie in the international enjoyment units. It's a tie in price. It's just whatever craving you get. And I don't know, you might like or dislike either one of these. You might hate them both, but you might have a favorite. I don't know. So I'd be curious with feedback, or curious about feedback. Anyway, we'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. All right, thanks for watching this video production of Malt Liquor Taste Channel. You heard me? What you know about that, you heard me? Y'all come on down to Louisiana.